Now I'd like to introduce you to the concept of using windows. So what I'm going to do is bring up a couple of different windows just to show you what you can do with your mouse to resize the window, to minimize the window, to bring it to full screen, to X out of or exit out of the program you're currently running within that window, and to have multiple windows on the screen at the same time. So here's an example of a window. And if I were to bring up this window here, it brings up another window for me. So now what I'd like to do is to show you, this being a window, I can close this by clicking X at any point, or answering by clicking one of the buttons. I'll choose a no here. And now, if you bring your cursor anywhere at all inside of this window on the outside border, if you notice how the pointer changes to an arrow, if you click when you see that arrow up and arrow down, click, hold the click, and then just drag it. Drag the mouse down. Notice how the window gets smaller. And if I drag the mouse up, you notice that the window gets bigger. You can also do this on the side of the window. Click, hold it, and then I move it to the left, and the window gets smaller. Now, if I then go into the window up here in the top bar and click, I can move the window by just dragging it around. So click, hold it, and you can move the mouse, which will move the window. In the background, there's another window, and notice up here where you have a box inside of a box, if you just hover over it or bring the mouse over it, the words come up, restore down. And what that means is that it's going to make this window smaller. So let me show you that. And notice how this window just got smaller. If you notice up here, if I hover over it or bring the mouse over it, the word maximize comes up. If I click on it, it brings it up into full screen. So restore down into a smaller screen or maximize it. If you click this button here, it minimizes it and brings it off of the screen totally, but it's still active. So if I bring the pointer down with the mouse into the menu bar, you'll notice that if I click and show this, there it is right there. So there's that window that I had minimized. Now I can resize this window. I can resize this window and move this window. And now, because both of those are restored down at the same time, by clicking inside the window, I can work at this program in this window, or I can bring my mouse over here and click in here and work on the program inside this window. And that's something that you should know how to do and start to become very comfortable with doing it. And you can have many windows open at the same time. So I could minimize this one and this one. I could bring this window up. Notice it's in full screen, so you click on this button again to restore down, and now notice I have 3 windows active. And I can click to go from one window to the next. Now to close out of a program entirely, or that window entirely, again you click this red X, and that closes it down. Click the red X. If I'm doing any work, it'll ask me if I want to save it or not. And if I wanted to end this window here, X, and close it.